Right. I'm supposed to interrogate these two now. He ties them up in some kind of green magic restraints, and proceeds to punch them awake. Ow. What the hell was that for? Oh. It's you. Go on then, kill us, because we're not telling you anything. Well, what, if I told you that I plan on asking you to absolutely nothing? Wait, what? The smaller lackey looks at the bigger one in confusion, before they face back towards them. Do you even know how stupid that sounds? Literally beating up gang members in a school to just tie them up and not talk about anything? Already figured out what they do to their lower ranks. Thanks for the info, kid. Son of a. Mizuki, no swearing right now. It's not going to get us out of here alive. The built one says to the scrawny one. Looks like I was right on that one as well. Oh. Some kind of super genius, aren't you? Already guessed our names, before you even came here. Wonder how much research you had to do to find us. The bigger one sarcastically says. Actually, I found them out, when we first met. What, but we never said a word about them. But I still found out anyway. You really got to start covering your tracks, Kinniku. There were no tracks to cover, don't you understand? We were smart enough to hide our existence by using fake names and everything. What the crapshoot is this guy? So good at detective work that he somehow convicts us on the spot? Mizuki yells. Well, I don't know there, buddy, but there's no way you can. Actually, I just did. 221 Main Street is where your, well, boss is. Female, green hair, loves throwing things and killing people. Fucking shit, he's too good. Mizuki yells again. And we never said anything possibly hinting to that. Welp, Mizuki, you've been a good baro, but, well, we are going to be arrested. Understandably too. I don't want to go to prison. Neither do I, but this is what happens, when they get all the info from us they can. Hey Kinniku. Had a tough childhood, huh? Parents were abusive. Then you ran away from home, bought yourself a fake admission to this school, and come here in someone else's place? Killjoy sits down to talk with them. Want to talk about it? He's a fucking psychic. Mizuki yells. Geez, you don't have to yell so loud. It's hurting my ears too. Kinniku barks back at him. Then he, well, accepts that he's in a therapy session with a random ass vigilant cop. Well, yeah. I couldn't bring myself to kill the poor guy though. He had it a lot worse than I did. Put my life into perspective. So, well, I live with him. Take care of him. Pretend to be strong and mighty so that the gang would think I killed him. But, well, I am a bit of a perverted softie trying to act like a villain. And I feel bad. Does Doro need your help right now? Well, I think so. Guy has pretty mild autism, and he's a great kid. I don't want him to end up in the gang life like me. Weak. Fucking poser. Mizuki yells him like a psychopath. Shut the hell up, Mizuki, you kick puppies into cement rollers for fun. Mr. Killjoy stands up and puts an arm on his shoulder. Kid, you can go free. I'll take care of whatever the gang throws at you. I don't want to see someone dive into sadness because of something I did. Wow. I thought my life would be over, but thank you so much. Kinniku cries, while saying this, moved immensely. I promise to never kill anyone again, unless it's in self-defense. He lets the magic plasma rope off of him, and lets him walk free. Killjoy seems to think about how things will turn out before Mizuki yells at him again. Alright, I get the feeling you're the real piece of shit here. Actually, no, not a feeling, a certainty. Wait, no. Please don't send me to jail. You aren't getting your wish today. Killjoy calls the cops and tips them off. He then gets Mizuki out, making sure to shut his mouth, before he carries him and brings him out to the front of the school. He then just puts him there, leaving him to suffer, while the police make their way there. He is going to get back in his car, when all of a sudden, he notices a random book just sitting there. Did he actually just find a magic book from not doing his job? Meaning he was doing his job? Good grief. He says, as he closes the car door, and just looks at it. Then, after looking at it for a bit, he walks towards it menacingly. All of a sudden, the book starts floating and hurling swords at him, forcing him to take 3 swords in the gut. He, however, pulls them out and appears to be completely fine. Oh, so you're one of those books? He pulls his brim towards his face, as he proceeds to dash towards the book. It seems to hurl even more swords at him, dodging each every time with precise movements, and even gliding on an incredibly long sword, while doting Mannequin on fire. All of a sudden, the street turns into a sea of poisonous vines, and he's forced to land on them, presumably hurting himself. But, however, he jumps into the air and seemingly also remains fine. He then proceeds to use some kind of air magic to cut all the vines, making it easy for him to rebound, while the book is still firing at him constantly, and jumps straight towards the book. It then starts making some kind of ghost imperial horse army to engage him, and they sit there, waiting to charge him. Killjoy remains unmoved and continues charging. The swords keep being darted at him dodging them without any effort now, but he suddenly gets hit by 20 arrows in the head, and when he looks, covered in blood, he sees a ghost crossbowman behind the ghost army of the book. However, he reverts himself to, before it even happened. He throws an air bolt to temporarily disable the arrow fire, so that he can focus on fighting the army. The ghost horses then charge, covered by the swords and cannonballs all hailing from above. Killjoy somehow kicked one of the balls to knock all of the balls to deflect most of the swords, making him able to easily dodge the rest. As the two forces approach, all of a sudden Killjoy pulls his brim up and blows up the ghost cavalry with something. He then makes a giant wind funnel that he travels through to blow up the ghost archer as well. He then makes another to dash straight towards the book, but it seems to see what's going on and seems to deflect the invisible hits with a sword, and they keep taking and blocking hits to them until Killjoy knocks the book back far with an extremely hard punch. While they're both in the air, the book suddenly makes a huge ghost army, infantry with guns, crossbowmen, melee cavalry, ranged cavalry, many small cannons, 2 huge cannons, and 2 galleon-level ships. It seems to want to kill Killjoy for real this time. The massive volley of projectiles forces Killjoy to make a massive cyclone, able to make him fast enough to dodge all the bullet and arrow fire, but he has to punch a lot of small cannonballs to be able to dodge them properly. However, he can't do anything to avoid the second massive cannonball and he gets crushed into the street, cracking the entire street and making an explosion the size of the entire school. Good thing Killjoy pushed the book away. But then he air dashes through the explosion, literally surfing the massive stream of swords, and invisible punching the melee cavalry to explode again. Then he blows the dust towards the army to disorient everything except the cannons. Inside the dust, many small explosions happen, as the ships and cannons continue blind firing into it, before the cyclone continues again and Killjoy literally punches all the small cannon fire into the larger one that's about to hit him, before grabbing the other massive one and literally screaming at the top of his lungs to throw the thing back at the ships, causing an explosion to wipe out the rest of the army, forcing the book to charge him with an extremely sharp metal sword that cuts through his right arm, before he can dodge and revert himself back to normal, allowing him to kick the book into the ground, follow it down as Killjoy invisible barrages it extremely hard, causing all its magical energy to run out, and force it to remain still. Good fucking grief, you were really one powerful book. For a bit, I was getting worried. He says, as he grabs and magically locks the book, preventing it from gaining magic power. But then again, where was he going to put this thing? Hey, wait a minute, he could just put it in that room he was using anyway. So he heads back to the university. But little did he know, that battle of his made him a celebrity with the students, so, well, now at least 200 kids all want to talk to him. Oh my god, a superhero is at our school. Can I please have your autograph? Fake. What a hunk. God, we need him on the football team. All of those, and more, were what they said to him in the halls. Well shit, now he can't get to where he wants to be without being seen or followed. Luck was on his side that day though. Kada, looking to gain a huge amount of attention the same, comes through the first floor on a trike, honking away, getting almost everyone to look at her. Yes, a few people went back into the classroom after hearing the honking. Yes. It is I, the great Kato-chan. Admire my grace with this vehicle of pure passion and strength. She says this very proudly, as she continues pedaling along, dropping a trail of protein shakes behind her, as she's doing this. She then starts singing out of nowhere, and it's actually okay? It's not bad or great, but hey. She soon starts clapping along with the singing. Most of everyone is just looking at her, asking themselves if today is ever going to be normal, some talking to each other about the oddity occurring before them. However, Mayo is actually clapping and cheering along like it's a sports festival. That, and Hera is laughing hysterically in one of the classrooms. Probably was a bet she thought Kada wouldn't do, but she was damn wrong about that, and it was the funniest thing to her seeing a 20-year-old riding a trike and throw protein shakes on the ground. Thank you. Thank you. Kata says, as she continues striking across the hallway, allowing Kijoy enough time to get upstairs and into the abandoned room without being noticed.